I need to pee real quick. Alright guys, how you been? That's nice. My name's AJ Metal. Today I'm here to review the Devin Townsend project, Addicted. Addicted is the second part in Devin Townsend's new 4-part series called the Devin Townsend Project. This album's called Addicted. His first album, He, was sort of soft prog rock. A lot of people didn't like it because it wasn't just heavy and extreme all the time. But I actually respect that in Devin. I actually love that album. This album is pop, electronic, and industrial metal, and anything related to basically synthesizers. Devin Townsend, this album he's gone a more poppy route, which a lot of people don't like him for. And his next album in the series will be called Deconstruction. It's extreme metal, sort of like Strapping Young Lad. And the final album in the series will be called Ghost, and it is a new age album. This LP contains 8 tracks, and they're all pretty varied in what they are, basically. They're all pretty varied track-wise. No 2 songs on the album really sound the same. The 2 most similar songs on the album would be E-Ah and The Way Home. Some of the songs are more metal. And some of the songs are more, I don't know, pop. Some of the songs are more just absolute fun. And most of the songs on this album feature the vocal talent of, I don't know, some girl whose name I cannot pronounce who has an absolutely amazing voice. Absolutely incredible. The majority of the songs on this album feature her voice at least one time, with the exception of just a few songs. But yeah, her voice is absolutely amazing. I can't stress that enough. It really just makes the album come to life. Without her in it, I probably wouldn't like the album as much, to be honest. Devin's voice is basically the same as it's been in the majority of his stuff up to this point. His growls, his screaming still sound exactly the same as they did with Strapping Young Lad, the same as they did with his other stuff, and his more recent stuff. But yeah, his vocals really haven't changed that much. The same with his clean vocals, they sound basically the same. And with his more tender voice, which shows up in, most notably in Key and some of his other work, and it shows up in probably 1, 2 of the songs in this album. One of the most primary focuses in this album is, of course, the guitar, this being a metal album. The guitars play a huge role in this album, of course. And just because it's pop doesn't mean that synths take over. The guitar is playing basically in every single song. Some of the songs are more low-tuned guitar-wise and like in Numbered, which is one of my favorite songs in the album. Like, it seems that the low-tuned guitars kind of take away from the emotional, heartbreaking mood of the songs, and it's like a lot of the songs in this album are pretty low-tuned guitar-wise. A couple aren't, but the majority of them are, and it sort of really gets boring after a while. I mean, I like it, but after a while, the same formula each and every song kind of gets a little bit old. The bass on this album isn't very notable that I can really mention. Like, there's nothing I can really mention that's really new bass-wise. I mean, The bass is good, I'm sure. It kind of is transparent, kind of just conforms with the guitars, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, this is a pop album after all. Pop and metal clash together are not, bass isn't really what you think when you put the two together. Like, you don't think of bass that much except for simple bass tracks with pop, and you don't really think of any exciting bass riffs in metal either. So there's definitely no progressive metal, jazz fusion, fretless bass, amazing bass solos going on here. But I'm not really going to complain about that again. But the drums on this album, though they are simple, they are still really good. I mean, the drums, this being a pop-influenced album, the drums are quite a bit more simple than they would be if this were like an extremely complex album. The drums are good, but they're simple beats, you know, because it's, after all, pop-influenced again. The lyrics on this album actually seem kind of strange to me because they repeat sometimes over and over, like the beginning of Addicted, the song, and the beginning of Awake. They both start out with very similar, I guess pretty much the same lyrics, and it does that sort of throughout the entire album. I think it's pretty interesting. I'm not really sure of the meaning of all the lyrics. I think they all have their own certain meaning, such as Super Crush and Hyperdrive. I think I know the meaning of those two pretty well, but the lyrics, from what I can tell, the parts that make sense seem pretty forward-thinking, seem pretty positive thinking, and I really respect that. But yeah, and the synthesizers in this album, they play throughout the majority of the songs, since of course this is more almost electro-pop at times. But yeah, that's basically it. That's all I can think of. Devin Townsend Project, Addicted. If you have listened to this album and enjoyed it, please send me a comment. If you've listened to this album and hated it, please send me a comment. If you listen to this album and not understood a single thing from it, please comment. If you want to listen to this album and haven't yet, please comment. If you don't want to listen to this album and haven't yet, please comment. If you've listened to this album and didn't want to, please comment. If you want to listen to this album and be afraid your mom will get mad at you because it's more influenced on pop and she's just a huge fan of metal, please comment. And if you want to listen to this album and your brother tells you that pop is gay, please comment. The AJ Metal, the Devin Townsend Project, Addicted. Check them out.